Hello everyone, welcome back to Android Fiesta. This is Massive, and that's the third video of the playlist where I'm showing you the MVVM architecture while parsing JSON data by API calling. And in this tutorial I'm going to show you the data source package. And I have mentioned earlier the movies in theater data source will be used to define for mutable live data API calling response, load initials, load after, load before, on response, on failure, this kind of actions to handle this kind of actions. So let me just code it. At first I will create another package and I will name it data source. Okay, that's it. And I will create one Java class and I will name it movies in theater data source. It will extend page key data source. So its parameter will be long and our model class movie. And let me just implement all the methods. There are 3 of them: load initial, load before, and load after. And inside them we are gonna work. At first let me declare some variables. At first first of all we need private static one string tag for our log issues. I will name it movies in theater data source. I will name it like that. Short name will be better. Movies in theater data. Okay. So after that I will create another variable, private DBM web services. Okay. And then private mutable live data. Its type will be network state, and I will name it network state. Sorry about the spelling. Okay, that's it. And then I will need another variable, private mutable live data. Its type will be again network state, and the name will be initial loading. Okay, that will be better. And at last we will need one executor. Why not? Okay, executor. That's it. And after that I will create the constructor for that. And this I will use the executor and the TMDB web services in my parameter. I'm not gonna keep it like that, rather I will remove this and I will name it web services service. That value should be web service. Okay, then I will need to this dot executor. Let me just change the name. That should not be the same with this parameter. That's why I'm doing this. Retrieve executor. Okay, and we need to declare this, initialize this to network state will be new mutable live data. Okay, and initial loading will be same, and after that I will create one method for network state. I will simply make it getter function for network state. Okay, it is done here. And for initial loading we need another method, initial loading. Okay, so these two functions, these two methods will be needed in future. And inside load initial I will do some work here. At first I will declare the tag and load initials. Let me just import the log. Okay, alter insert. After that I will need initial loading dot post value, and inside that I will just pass the value of network state dot loading. It should be loading as it is load initials, so it will be loading. Okay, not loaded. And another value will be added here in the network state dot post value. I will add network state dot loading in the both section, initial loading and network state. I will pass the value of loading, and then tmdb web services dot get movies. That's the name we have declared for our method, and inside that we will pass service generator dot API default page key as our query parameter. And then I will just call enqueue, and inside enqueue I will call new control space will show this, and just press enter, and the codes will be generated of one on response and on failure. And inside the on response we're gonna declare some variable at first, response string, and then list. And here is the name, movie list. Okay, if the response is successful and response dot code equals to 200, then will perform some work, and I will keep that in try catch block so that any exception don't stop our app. That's why I'm doing this. Post value network state dot loading. Okay. Okay, that's it. And after that response string response dot body dot string body dot string. Okay, that's it. Don't bother about the error, I will catch it later. Okay, movie list will be like that. JSON parser. Okay, JSON parser dot get movie list, and I will pass the response string here, and then callback method will be called callback.onResult, and inside that result I will pass my movie list and null. As second parameter will be previous key value which will be null, and the current key value will be 2. Next space, the previous space will be always null, and the next space will be 2. Okay, that's it. That's how it will work. And inside catch, I will catch the exception, as it can be IO exception or JSON exception. Okay, all the errors are gone. Now, sorry about the font. I hope now it's okay. The fonts are increased right now, and that's our if function. And inside the else, I will write the following codes. At first I will print the log. Okay, and inside tag I will write response on response error, and I will print that error. Okay, response dot get dot masses, initial loading dot post value, network state, and inside network state status dot failed. Response dot message, network state dot post value, network state, and inside that I will pass the value of network state dot status dot failed, as it is the response will show the error. So I hope that will be for network failures. That's why it's status dot failed. And after that, response dot message, it will show the error message. That's why I'm passing it. And inside failure, if we somehow failed, I hope we don't. So inside failure, I'll write error message. It will be throwable, the throwable instance t dot get message, and inside log I will print tag and on failure. That's it for us. On failure, we don't want to see that, but we need to keep track of this error message. So that's why I'm writing it. And network state, I will post the value of network state dot status dot failed, set failed. Okay, that's it. And inside load before we should do some extraordinary thing. That's why I'm keeping it empty. And after that, load after. For that reason, that I will not do any action. I don't need to perform any action before load here. That's why I'm not using it. Otherwise, you can add some loading or animation before loading. Whatever you want to do that inside that method after before the loading. And after loading, I of course want to do something, so that's why I'm working on this method particularly. At first I will set some value in network state post data, and it will be network state dot loading. Okay, then tmdb web services dot get movies in theater. That's the method name, and params I should pass the value key, and after that enqueue. Inside enqueue I'll write new callback. Okay, the functions are created, the methods are created. Inside that I will do some magic like that, JSON object, and I'll name it response JSON. Listing and the list movie these are the variables we need to declare first, and after that I will just write down the condition. If the response is successful, we always hope that it will be successful and if it's successful, the code will be always 200, as we all know. I hope so, we all know. And if that is successful, I will do some work, but I'm not confident enough that will be error free. That's why I'm using it inside try catch block, so that, but the main purpose of doing this is it will have some IO exception or JSON exception. That's why I'm using that try catch block. That's why. And inside that, at first inside initial loading, I will post the value of network state loading. Okay, it's loading. Then inside network state I will post the value, and it will be also loading. Oh, sorry, after load it should be loaded. That's why initially that should be loading, and in the network state as it is load after, it should be loaded. We need to keep that in mind. Let me check whether I did it correctly or not. I guess not. Yeah, it's okay. No, it's okay. In network state it should be always loaded, and in the initial loading it will be loading. Okay, that's cool. And after that I need to write the response string as response dot body dot string. Okay, don't bother about the errors. Okay, and I was taking a break and now I'm okay. Okay, JSON object JSON parser get movie list and response string. I will pass the response string inside that get movie list, and after that response JSON will be new JSON object, and I will pass the response string, and after that next key will be sorry about that, params dot. I will write one ternary condition here. If the key is equals to response dot response JSON dot get int, and I will compare with the total page number which will be required for our pagination. Total page is there anything here? I don't think so. Total pages not in the model class. Okay, no problem with that. I will name it total pages. Okay, could be null or params.key +1 for the increment of our pagination. Rather, if it doesn't found that next key as total page, it will return back null. If it finds a next page, then it will increment the value of the page number. That's it, nothing else. And after that, I will just pass the value inside callback dot on result and the movies list. I'll pass the value movies list and next key. So inside catch, I will catch the exception, catch the culprit actually, and it can be JSON exception. That's it. Okay, the errors are gone. Good news for us. And after the if condition, there is always one else, and inside that else we will log the on response error. And it should be response.message. Okay, network state dot post value new network state, and I will pass the value of network state dot status dot failed comma network response dot message. Okay, that's it. And inside failure, I will declare one variable name error message, as there is the only reason of failure error message. T dot get message login tag on failure error message. Okay, after that we need to pass the value inside network state dot post value, and inside that I will just declare the network state class and pass the value of network state dot status dot failed, as this is a failure response method, and I will print that error message. That's why I'm passing this. Okay, so that's it for now. Movies in theater data source. Okay, and the video is 24 minutes longer. That's why I'm stopping at here, and we need another class in this package data source, movies in theater factory. I will talk about in the next tutorial. Till then, stay with us. Thank you very much.